5 fantasy football running backs that could absolutely destroy your league and season this year. You need to avoid these players at all costs. And the 5th one is an absolute dice roll. You're taking a chance on the early rounds you want to avoid. So stay to the end. You want to hear the last one to save your season. And this video could very well do that, all right? If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. It takes a fraction of a second. I'm out here enjoying the outdoor elements. As you can see, clear blue skies. I thought today I'm going to record this outside. When you're outside, there's some outdoor elements you got to contend with, air conditioners, lawnmowers, stuff like that. But I didn't care. I wanted some sunshine. And when I'm out here, you know, in the Northeast, it starts to get warm. It's like, you know, fantasy football is around the corner. We are just months away from the season. Just bring the season already because I'm already there, right? And also grab the 16-round draft solution. It'll literally put you light years ahead of the sheep. Do not draft without it. Printable cheat sheet, updated till the season starts, sleepers, breakouts, late round steals, everything you need right below in the 16-round draft solution. And of course, very important, turn on the bell to this channel. I've got another NFL player on coming on this week. We had Dante Thornton, 4th-round receiver from the Raiders, potential breakout on the show. He was on. Go check that episode out a couple episodes ago. But I'm telling you, man, you got to turn on the bell. It's the only channel telling you the truth. Turn on the bell, subscribe. It takes a second of your time. Hit the thumbs up, okay? Let's get to these running backs here. You want to avoid them, but I really just want to save your season, okay? That's what I'm here. And in the 16-round draft session, I don't recommend players like this because I know that they're on a decline. You want to avoid players that are trending up, not trending down, all right? First running back here is James Cook, okay? 44th overall, so you are looking at a 3rd-round pick, mid-3rd-round pick for a guy who literally is coming off an astronomical pinnacle season that he will never see again. If you look at his first 2 years, he had a combined 4 rushing touchdowns. That is your typical James Cook. And you say, well, why did that happen? It's because they did not have a true red zone target, a true wide receiver one, which they solved this year in Tre Harris, who you can get for an amazing value. So there's a sleeper for you. Tre Harris is immense value. You can get literally, I'm telling you, after the 10th round. But if you can get him earlier, get him because he's the wide receiver one. That's why I'm fading Ladd, but that's a whole other conversation. Let's focus on James Cook. James Cook is disgruntled. James Cook is in a contract year, and they don't want to pay him. They have not willingly paid him. He does not deserve to be a top-paid running back on a Saquon, Derrick Henry type level after only having 1 good year. This is why I'm avoiding him. He's not the real deal. He, in fact, sucks. He was a beneficiary of the offense that needed another wide receiver to step up because they only had Ladd McConkey, and it was just James Cook. And if you look at it, Josh Allen actually threw about 80 to 90 times less than he typically throws in a season. So it was a down year passing all around for the Buffalo Bills. So James Cook is an absolute waste of a 3rd-round pick. You're drafting a guy who's completely inflated based on 1 year. It's not going to happen again. James Cook is an absolute terrible, terrible pick, and you're wasting a 3rd to 4th-round pick on him if you draft him, okay? That's the first one. I just saved you a 3rd-round pick. The second pick, and I just don't understand the hype with this guy. I don't understand. And last year, I wouldn't say wrong, but kind of. I was stashing Trey Benson. He should have easily been the one, but the guy to avoid this year, who's in his 9th season, is James Conner. I'm not seeing the hype with this guy. Completely overrated. Had 2 1,000-yard rushing seasons. That was the past 2 seasons. And that's pure luck. This guy was a backup for 4 years on the Steelers. He couldn't even beat crappy Le'Veon Bell for the starting job. I'm telling you, listen and listen good. This guy finished 11th amongst running backs last year, and he had all the opportunities to shine. 200-plus attempts, and just barely cracked 1,000 yards. He is not the real deal. He lacks ceiling. He lacks explosiveness. He lacks overall talent. And frankly, it's going to be the Trey Benson show this year. It has to be. Enough so that I would rather, again, stash Trey Benson later than waste a 4th or 5th-round pick on James Conner. And this is the problem. A lot of people will go wide receiver heavy and make a guy like James Conner their RB1, which is a terrible mistake. You're talking about a 30-year-old running back in his 9th season with a younger, hungrier, better running back. You know, I'm getting, again, outdoor elements. I got bugs sitting on me here. You got a better running back breathing down his neck in Trey Benson, who's come out and said, and I'm going to butcher the quote, something along the line that he wants to get more playing time. He wants to be an every down back. He wants to get the workload. He wants to get on the field more. And if they want to win, frankly, they got to use them. The Cardinals need Marvin Harrison to step up. They need Kyler Murray to step up, and they really need Trey Benson to step up because James Conner is not the solution. He's not. And the good news for Trey Benson is that they did not go ahead and draft another running back. They believe in him. They like Trey Benson, and that's why they're going to use him a lot more this year. Look for more integration with him and completely phasing out of James Conner for 2025 fantasy football, okay? Number 3, and I'm telling you, these guys are a big time waste. A big time waste. But this guy is David Montgomery, is number 3, 62 overall. You are looking at a 5th round pick for a backup. Listen, there is a ton of other backup running backs that you can get later. In fact, there's a ton of RB1s you can get a little bit later on. And not guys that I'm excited about, but Travis Etienne, for example, who's slated to be the RB1 on his team. And I'm not excited about him. And this is why you have to go running back early in those rounds, because you do not want to be stuck with a David Montgomery as your RB1. That is completely like, it's fantasy football. It's ending your season before it starts, all right? That being said, if you are a Gibbs owner, Montgomery's going to be a pest. If he's healthy, which is, there's a chance he's going to get hurt again, he is looking at a 200 attempts, 12 touchdown on the ground type season. He's going to get the volume. He's going to get rushing yards. Now you're saying, well, Joe, there's still a lot to go around. There is, but you're still hindering the ceiling of your running back, right? You still want a running back that's going to get 300 attempts. Gibbs is not going to get that. Why? Because Montgomery is stealing 200 of them, okay? And that is something that annoys me, and I'm fading Gibbs and I'm fading Montgomery. That being said, if you are a Gibbs owner, you are praying for a Montgomery injury. And I was saying, Joe, you're so mean. Let's be honest. If a player that, is taking away fantasy points when you really want to win gets hurt, you're not sitting there crying about it, okay? And now we're not wishing a bad injury. We're not wishing a catastrophic season-ending injury, but a hamstring injury or a tear wouldn't be such a bad idea if you're a Gibbs owner. And listen, I'm not wishing injury, and for that reason, I'm going to be out on Jahmyr Gibbs because Montgomery will be a pest, and you're drafting a guy in Jahmyr Gibbs round 1, knowing full well that when the first play of the season comes up, you're going to see a Montgomery jersey on the field. And that for that reason alone, that's going to upset me with Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs would be breaking every single running back record if Montgomery the pest was not there. But he's there, and it's extremely annoying, and I'm staying away from the situation. There's just other running backs I'm interested in this season, okay? Number 4, and I don't get this either. We're looking at more like an 8th round pick, give or take. Najee Harris, okay? Like sitting at like 100 overall, give or take, on his ADP. This is a guy we are looking at who is going to be a wide receiver 1/2, 1B. You're getting a similar situation with Hampton and Najee. Now, a lot of people are drafting Omari and Hampton round 3. I like him more in Dynasty, but I do believe that Montgomery will be a pest for Gibbs, and I do believe that Najee Harris will be a major pest for Hampton. Now, you're getting Najee at a discount, but you're looking at a guy who averaged just under 4 yards a carry. This guy cannot run to save his life. He's not explosive. He lacks vision. He is boring. He runs hard. There was a couple of runs I saw him run hard last year, but nothing to say, oh my God, this guy's going to be worth it on my fantasy team. Najee Harris sucks. Let's be honest. He is there to move the chains maybe 2 yards at a time. Like, I'm just not excited. Now, he is in a better situation in regards to offense, but he's got Omari and Hampton to contend with. And I just don't understand the thought process of the Chargers. Why would you even bring Najee Harris in knowing he sucks and then draft Hampton? You draft Hampton, you make him your full workhorse running back. And you look at all the teams that are successful, they have a true workhorse running back. The Ravens are a good team, true workhorse running back, right? You have you had the Eagles last year, true workhorse running back. Now you're saying, well, Joe, the Chiefs have done well with mediocrity. Yeah, it's true, but they're just a different offense. Like Pat Mahomes is something else. But you got to take a look and say, hey, man, the workhorse running back is the main reason a lot of teams win in fantasy and reality. And I don't understand all this committee approach. And I think a part of it is all these bet sites and stuff like that with the props and stuff. I think they're kind of meddling with this, and they kind of want, the NFL kind of wants teams to kind of have uncertainty. Because if you go years ago, like Peterson would rush for 2,000 yards, like, and you kind of know that that's a plug and play 25 attempt a game type running back, but you don't get that as much. You get a lot of uncertainty. and that sucks. And that's why you want to go running back early when you're looking at fantasy football draft strategy to mitigate the risk with the running backs, okay? And finally, the last one I told you, it's kind of a make or break type running back, is Christian McCaffrey. Now, Christian McCaffrey, it's literally a coin toss. I've been avoiding him the past 5 seasons. I am 3 for 5. He busted 3 out of those 5 seasons. He had 2 good seasons, busting last year as well, playing 10 games only in 2021, 10 games combined, busting those 2 seasons. He has busted the past 5 seasons, had 2 good seasons. So now you're looking like, is he batting, 500? Like, is he 50-50? So if he does well this season, he would be basically at 50%, doing three good seasons, 3 bad seasons. So Christian McCaffrey this season, I'm personally thinking he's trending up simply because there's no way but up based on last year finishing 69th amongst running backs. But you got to take a look and say to yourself, do I want to risk a late first round, early second on a running back that's an absolute coin toss? And for me, I'm personally passing on him. I am making him available in 16 rounds as an option. But when I'm doing my mock drafts and 16 round drafts, which I'm laying out how I would draft my team, he's not a guy I am personally selecting. So Christian McCaffrey sitting as RB6, early second round pick, late first round pick. And I saw him come off in best ball like at the 1.08. Listen, there's some people that just swear by CMC. There's people that just don't like him. And I'm just one of those people that just don't like him. Okay. A 30-year-old running back coming off a major injury, already paid, incentivized. He's really got nothing to work for. It's not like he's working towards a contract or trying to get paid to become the next great running back. He's at the tail end of his career. There's really, really nothing else to prove for Christian McCaffrey unless he wants to end his career an exclamation point, not be known for an injury-prone running back. That could be viable, or he just might not care because by trying to work hard and achieve a non-injury type designation to your name, you're probably going to get yourself injured. So that's the thought process there. So I'm personally avoiding Christian McCaffrey, and he is an absolute coin toss, boom bust, 50-50 type player. And we've seen it statistically and historically. So I'm fading him, okay? So James Cook, James Conner, David Montgomery, Najee Harris, and CMC, you should not draft. There's better running backs to draft. That's why you have to draft early so you can avoid the uncertainty into the mid and later rounds. And even a guy like Christian McCaffrey, an earlier round guy, a lot of uncertainty, right? There's uncertainty everywhere. There's no guarantees in fantasy. You just want to be able to mitigate the red flags. Another one here for you, if you stay to the end, a bonus one is Saquon Barkley. I've got 0 stock. I love him, and I think the situation is great, but I just think coming off that pinnacle year, just be careful with him. I'm warning you right now, right? Subscribe, thumbs up, grab the 16 round draft solution to put you light years ahead of the sheep. There wasn't too much news today, so I kind of avoid the whole breaking Brad as well. But subscribe, thumbs up, and grab 60 rounds. Join the Patreon group for direct access. And I'm telling you, you'll be light years ahead of the Kin Sheepses in your leagues. Subscribe, thumbs up. We'll see you in the next video.